Huo Yuanjia. Born in 1868, Huo Yuanjia was a sickly child who was troubled by a variety of ailments, including jaundice. This would periodically recur throughout his life. Consequently, Huo's father, who was both a farmer as well as a bodyguard of wealthy merchants, forbade his son from following family tradition of practicing Wushu, Chinese martial arts, instead demanded that he devote himself to more scholarly pursuits. The young Yuanjia, however, secretly watched his family train at night. Yuanjia was but one of 10 children, most of whom received tuition in the martial arts from their father. Later to practice, again in secret, all he'd observed. Slowly, over many years, he became an expert martial artist. Finally, when he was aged around 22, he astounded everyone who knew him by soundly beating a hoodlum who'd been tormenting his brother. This caused a number of other fighters in the area to challenge Huo, who subsequently bested everyone he fought. Quickly, his reputation began to spread. At this stage in its history, China was being crippled by a succession of natural disasters, including floods and famines, chronic opium addiction amongst its populace, and what almost amounted to a carving up of the country by England, France, Russia, Germany, and Japan. To add insult to injury, a Russian wrestler currently in China was loudly declaring that he could beat any Chinaman who cared to fight him. The Chinese were, he declared, the weak men of the East. In the 2006 film Fearless, which stars Jet Li in a highly fictionalized portrayal of Huo Yuanji's life, although the story of Huo Yuanji has indeed become so exaggerated over the years that it is often difficult to separate fact from fiction, Huo fights 4 foreigners in one day in a bid to prove that Wushu is supreme. But in reality, although Huo did challenge a Russian wrestler to a fight, along with an English boxer named Hercules O'Brien, both men declined to participate. In fact, at Huo's demand, the Russian wrestler even wrote an apology for his comments, which was printed in a major newspaper. However, Huo and a few of his students did have an altercation with some Japanese Judo Car, most of whom, the Judo Car that is, sustained broken hands in the brawl. When the unpopular Manchu emperor banned martial arts, fearing that it could possibly be used in an uprising against him, Huo Yuanjia nevertheless opened a Wushu training school which he disguised with the title Qinwu Physical Training Center. The Qinwu Association continues to flourish today, with branches in many different countries. Huo, however, was steadily sickening of another attack of jaundice, from which he suffered so frequently that he'd become known as the Yellow-Faced Tiger, as well as tuberculosis, and he died, aged 42, on 9th of August 1910. Rumour quickly spread that he'd been poisoned by the Japanese, as is portrayed in Fearless, though it's possible that the attempted treatment of his diseases in fact resulted in his death. Almost 80 years later, his bones were analysed and found to contain the black spot symptomatic of arsenic poisoning. In the early 1900s, however, arsenic was commonly used to treat TB, so the mystery that continues to surround Huo Yuanjia's early death only adds to his legend.